If you had to start over right now, your career, your business, with no industry experience, what would be the first 3 steps you would take?
Definitely get a mentor. I've just been a radical in the industry. I've not moved with structure, moving between public and private sector. As a radical, I think you then need to really stamp your way as you go. The most important thing that I've seen over time and some of the feedback that I've received, especially from people that I assist, is that the mentorship is quite important. And I see it every day with some of the CEO guys who are older and wiser than me. And when I listen, I can see that there's a structure to this thing. Quite important that you just get somebody that you can look up to, bounce off your thinking from, and then be able to navigate with this entire journey. So I think that is the foundation for me.
Cyber heroes and cyber fans, welcome to another episode. As you know, I'm your boy, Mr. Fingers. Welcome to another episode of the Founders Edition. And today we have an absolutely incredible guest. He's the founder and CEO of Orion Cyber, a cybersecurity company that brings together the best talent in the industry to help organizations to be able to achieve their objective. Now, Orion Cyber is more than just a cybersecurity firm. It's a collaborative force specializing in audit, advisory, training, and technology solution implementation. With a very impressive career spanning multiple leadership roles, this particular individual has worn many hats like your trainer, consultant, board secretary, and also cybersecurity advocate. He's an accredited CISA and also a CISM trainer, a former ISACA and which is the South African board secretary, and an audit committee member for various organizations. His expertise in digital trust, IT risk management, and governance makes him one of the most sought after professionals in this field. Now, what makes this individual interesting? It's what he does for a living. He changes companies' lives. He also changes people's lives through what he does. So he's also a very productive man. Getting him on this podcast, to be honest with you, was really tough because this man's schedule, you could say that it's fully booked until the year. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cyber heroes and cyber fans, please help me welcome Katlego Masemola. Kat, how are you doing?
Hey, Mr. Fingers, how's it? I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Welcome to the show, man. And finally, I'm excited to have you on the show.
Yeah, comfortable. Very good introduction there. I didn't even think you're speaking about me.
I think your journey is quite inspiring, especially since right now I started what we call the Founders Edition. This is where we basically get to focus on the cybersecurity founders or CEOs who've created their own cybersecurity company. But I want to understand from you, what really inspired you to start Orion Cyber? What's the vision behind it?
Yeah, I think a lot of years in the profession, and really just passion. So I think I've been involved in audit and security for quite some time, and along the way, I've just been helping a couple of people as a full-time employee, and just decided, you know what, maybe it's time that I do this professionally. So yeah, I think it's too many favors, unofficial favors, and just a passion to train and lead and show others how this thing is. So that's just us.
And were you not scared on starting your own company? Because I know as an employee, you're thinking about starting this thing and you're like, should I go for it or not? But how were you feeling when you were going about on taking that leap of faith?
Yeah, I think just the big change was a scare. So I thought about it for like a year, to say, do I really want to do this? Will I be able to do this? Then from that point, I think I saw that I'm just over planning it. Do I have enough money to go and work for myself? Do I have enough support? Do I know every person who's key in the community, so all of that was quite uh, contributing in terms of the factors that made me to go or not go. It delayed me a bit, but I think in the end, I just then one day woke up, decided that uh, from this month I'm stopping, and I'll just start as a CEO. So it was quite a foolish decision, but I think the over planning kind of tried to kill me and just delay me. So yeah.
Yeah, and I love what you said. Especially it talks more about self doubt. And as I've seen a lot of people, especially in the cybersecurity industry, they've got self doubt. What advice would you give to somebody right now who feels like they're unqualified in a particular, role or in a particular field like cybersecurity? What advice would you give to such a person? Because you, as a leader, number one, as you also as the CEO, and also as you who has also worked the same shoes before as an employee, what advice would you give to such a person?
Yeah, I think if you're looking at starting something, just be ready for it. I always tell my guys and the guys that I mentor that you must really just be ready for what you want. It's quite important that in your readiness, you've got the skills, one, you've got the relationships, you've got the certifications that can back you up. Because when you walk into a room, people look for credibility, and I think the certification is one of the foundations for credibility. If you are just a normal guy walking into an office and they don't know you, so some of these things they start to talk for you. Plan, but don't over plan. Like I said, I was delayed for a year, but it was always perfect time. But take that leap of faith, but get ready for it. And then make sure that you can play in the game.
And tell me, if you had to start over right now, your career, your business, with no industry experience, what would be the first 3 steps you would take?
Definitely get a mentor. I think I've just been a radical in the industry. I've not moved with structure. Moving between public and private sector. Not part of the guys who are from the big four firms. So as a radical, I think you then need to really stamp your way as you go. But the most important thing that I've seen over time and some of the feedback that I've received, especially from people that I assessed, is that the mentorship is quite important. And I see it every day with some of the CEO guys who are older and wiser than me. When I listen, I can see that there's a structure to this thing. It's quite important that you just get somebody that you can look up to, bounce off your thinking from, and then be able to navigate with this entire journey. So I think that is the foundation for me.
And how important it is for you to stay motivated? Because you seem like a very focused person, the way it sounds, and it sounds like you're very motivated. How is it important for you to stay motivated during this moment in time? Because entrepreneurship is very challenging. I take.
Yeah, no, entrepreneurship is crazy, guys. Don't do it. If you are too emotional, don't do it. Because it wants you there every day. It doesn't care. It's not like when you had the job, whether you're slacking today, the salary is coming month end. So I think motivation is quite key. More than the motivation, having a clear plan really helps with this thing, so that every day you are breaking down a goal, you are working on something that then helps you to achieve. You must not rely on motivation at all. Your habits are quite important. So what you do every day in order to reach the bigger goal is quite key. Because some days people will not respond. There won't be a Mr. Fingers that's trying to get you on a podcast. And on those days, you must not be doubting yourself. You must just have something that you need to be doing, and you tick that thing off. You say, this I've covered today, and then I'm moving. Clear goals helps a lot. Where are you going as a person? Where's the company going also? Very important.
Yeah, that's so true. Because especially when to the goals part of things, is that I'm a super goal driven type of person that I believe that you should write your goals down and also you can be able to see those goals as well,
Yeah.
right? And go back and revisit your goals every week. One of my mentors told me something really important, and he was like, write down your goals which you want to achieve in the next maybe 12 year, maybe in the next 10 years, but try to put it in a 1 year form and go after it like nobody's
Yeah.
business. I was like, that's crazy. Like, just do it. You will see how much you will smash within that space, even if you fail, but you'll be closer than you
In the
actually
period.
you were, you know.
So I think
And that actually,
yeah, that really works. You must learn to specify. It's quite important, right? And goal setting is specification, and this is just how when a baby's crying, they're trying to say something, you know. So the same for your goals. Just learn to specify them, put them down, be clear on what they are, and go after them. So I also run what I call the 4 months year, right? So I think a part of this year, I'm trying to achieve what I would normally do in a year in 4 months.
since we're on that one mindset, in terms of, because as people, we have to shift our mindset to a certain way. But for people who are coming into cybersecurity as CEO, as a person who's hired people, what mindset shifts do people need to make if they want to succeed in IT audit or in cybersecurity?
Yeah. Look, I think it's a huge change. So as a CEO, your technical skills do not matter anymore. Yes, you know cybersecurity in and out, or you know whatever technical subject in and out. But now there are humans that you need to manage. So it's quite important that you go through the steps and learn management wherever you are. How do you deal with people? How do you deal with their conflict? How do you communicate? Those are some of the key steps that I learned along the way. But if you don't have these as your foundation, then there's no way you're going to be able to tolerate a person. So if you're just starting in the beginning on your own, it's going to be quite an adjustment for you to know what to do when a person is not delivering, right? How do you manage a diverse team? Some of my guys in other provinces. So how do you ensure that those guys can still deliver if they're not with you in one area? So it's quite key that you adjust to more soft skills. Quite important. Communication, quite key. Your report writing, quite key. But also your managerial abilities, the relationships. It's a new adjustment. No one is gonna care that you are a CISA. um, you know, they want to see a CEO when they meet you.
Yeah, and I love what you said right there. On you, and when you hire, when you're looking for a team, what are you looking for in terms of, if you look into a person, you want to hire them? What's the most important things that you look for into a person?
Attitude. So we hire attitude 100% of the time. Everything can be learned. I think we're not doing anything that is scientific, so there's no math or science to this thing. If anything, it's always a skill that you can learn. So, but your attitude and your ability to communicate, EQ is quite important to me. You need to be able to just handle yourself, whether you agree or disagree, because then that's where we lose clients. If then you're going to just go on an outburst, so EQ, your attitude, quite important, and communication, right? And then of course we want CSAS, we want certified guys. It's quite important that you are well bashed, So yeah.
So what happens if a person doesn't have a CISA or CISM, but they still want to join Orion? What happens?
Yeah, they can always come. It's a people's company. They can always come, but you must be building yourself towards a skill. That's quite important. And within a period, you must be able to get that. Otherwise, then even when we are going out submitting our proposals, we can't use your CV for anything. We can't say this one works well or talks nice. It doesn't matter. So the skills are quite key. But we have a program where then we are building that capacity for ourselves. So there's a skill pipeline that we are creating for the country, and I think then that's where most people can just come in and tap into that area.
And since we're talking about skills and training right now, let's talk more about what you're currently introducing. We know that Orion right now is launching a very exciting cybersecurity training. Can you tell us a bit more about the training competition that you guys are currently working on right now, and how does it work, and where can people actually get more information in order for them to be able to participate as well?
Yeah, so I think maybe just as background, currently we are an accredited institution with ISACA and APMG for your CISA and your CISM. We're currently doing the C-Risk one because of IT risk, where it is and how important it is for the country. And then additionally, we have other certifications that we're offering, right? Also going a bit into the EC Council space, where then looking at offering your ethical hacking, quite important in the pen test. So we have guys now that are ready and that are now certified, and we want to take that space over also. And then, but for the purpose of your question, so we're launching a cyber ranges framework. And in terms of this framework and this competition, what we'll be doing is that we've partnered with some guys somewhere in another country where there's a new president. And so they've developed this. If you're in cybersecurity, you know about MITRE Tech framework, right? And in terms of the MITRE Tech framework, it gives you full fundamentals in terms of how you attack, how you protect, how you defend, threat hunting, all of that area, right? Enumeration, all of that, right? So blue team, red team, your entire SOC team, even the purple team is included. So we are launching then specific certifications as scholarships to candidates that are interested. We're looking for people as part of building that skills pipeline. We're looking for people at an entry level that are going to come in, and also those at a senior level that are already in the sector. So it will be a good mix and a good balance of candidates that are then going to take on this journey. It's a gamified training, very practical. So becomes quite easy for anyone to just get addicted to it. You will be like you're playing some game when you are busy training there as part of the certification. And at the end, you'll be awarded the certification, which is globally recognized.
Yeah, and what actually inspired you to create this, this gamification competition as well? What inspired you to do that? Because this is, you're giving so much back to the community, and thank you for that.
Yeah, I think we've seen the need. We've seen the need in the market as a country. I always say we are a country under attack. If you look at some of the attacks that are happening daily in the country, quite a few, and there's also a price thing that not everyone will always be able to access these certifications, right? So not everyone has the money or has the budget. So this is just part of that. And also our partners, from their side, they are also interested in contributing more. So as Orion, one of the key flagships that we are running is just to get partners that are interested in giving back to the community, and we give that over to those people that are really in need of the services. So we do this, and then we also work very close with the universities in order to also try and get them into cybersecurity, because you know that our curriculum is not really there. So I think that's a close space that we are really trying to work on and ensure that we move on.
And who can participate in this, and where can they get more information, or where can they send they stuff, or where they can access everything?
Yeah, so anyone can participate. So if you are in IT or in audit, entry level, you can definitely come in. Doesn't matter which type of IT you're currently in, but you need to be passionate and try to be pursuing cybersecurity. So I think that's one. From a participation point, I'm just gonna drop our email. Where is this? Yeah, I'll drop my other email in the chat, but you can just simply email info@Orion Cyber, info@orioncyber.co.za, and we'll be sharing details there. My LinkedIn page also is we're going to put up the the details of the full scholarship. What does it cover? How long is it? And then again, one will be able to get more details there. I think I am Katlego Masemola, I hope, on LinkedIn. Yeah, but I think
It is Katlego Masemola.
yeah, so I'm Katlego Masemola there. So if you follow, you'll just see what I post, and then you should be able to get into the scholarship. But we'll also put it on our website. Once we're done, maybe end of the week, we should have it up.
Okay, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And thank you for giving back to the community in the cyber world as well. And we'll definitely also share the link also in the podcast. And trust me, you'll also see the link in all my bios for that. Now, Katlego, any last words that you'd like to leave our audience with? Any last words of motivation? And also any last words for anybody who's aspiring to get into cybersecurity, or somebody who's looking at you who's like, man, I want to leave my job as well. I also want to run my own company. What words or of motivation would you like to lead them?
Yeah, look, stay ready for what you want. It's quite important. Don't just think about it or write about it or what. Be ready for it. Really need to go there. Be ready to be foolish. You know. I think embarrassment is always the cost of entry everywhere. So you must really just be ready to embarrass yourself. Be ready to sell when you have to sell. Be passionate about what you do. It's quite important. You must never rely on motivation, because there will be dark days, where nothing is happening. And if you doubt yourself, or if life doesn't get you at the right energy, then it might really hamper you. But I think entrepreneurship, it's quite a fun journey. You own your time. You make time for podcasts. You do everything that you like. So I think if you are passionate enough, I think just do it. Always do it scared. Be foolish about it. And yeah, I think there's more than enough time to make mistakes. Make them if you have to, and then you'll bounce back. But life always finds you at the energy that you're at. So if you're giving out strong, positive energy, it will always respond back at the same wave. So yeah, I think that's all I can say.
Sure. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Katlego, for coming to the podcast. And really appreciate you for sharing your insights, your experience, and also, contributing to the cybersecurity industry and to the community as well.